I won $2.8 million and rushed to surprise my husband at work, but what I overheard outside his office shattered everything. The lottery ticket was still warm in my hand when I heard him say her name. Not the way you say a coworker's name, not the way you say a friend's name, the way you say the name of someone whose body you know better than your own, low, deliberate, like a key turning in a lock only the two of you share. I had been standing outside Aaron's office door for maybe 6 seconds. 6 seconds that rewrote 4 years of marriage, 3 years of motherhood, and every single story I had told myself about the life we were building together. The ticket in my hand said $2,800,000. The voice on the other side of the door said, once the divorce goes through, she gets nothing. She's too trusting to see it coming. I didn't cry, I didn't knock, I didn't make a sound. I stood there in the hallway of Medina Capital Partners, in a yellow sundress I had put on because yellow is Aaron's favorite color, holding a life-changing lottery ticket, and I became someone else entirely. Someone he had massively, catastrophically underestimated. The before I need you to understand what our life looked like from the outside, because it matters. It matters because the lie was beautiful, and beautiful lies are the cruelest kind. Aaron and I met at a mutual friend's housewarming party 6 years ago. He was 34, recently made partner at a boutique investment firm, wearing a navy blazer and talking about microloans in East Africa, with the kind of passion that makes a person feel ashamed for spending their weekend watching reality TV. I was 29, a mid-level project manager at a construction firm, recently divorced from my college sweetheart, and thoroughly convinced that romance was something that happened to other people. He pursued me like it was his profession. Flowers delivered to my office on a Tuesday for no reason. Voicemails, actual voicemails, not texts, where he just described something beautiful he'd seen that day and thought of me. A weekend trip to Asheville 4 months in, where he booked a cabin with a wraparound porch and made pancakes from scratch and said, entirely without pressure, I think you're the most quietly remarkable person I've ever met. I married him 11 months after we started dating. Our son Eli came 2 years later. He was born at 2:17 a.m. on a Tuesday in March, 7 pounds 4 ounces, with Aaron's dark eyes and my mother's stubborn chin. Aaron cried in the delivery room, real tears, the kind that leave a mark. We bought a house in a suburb of Charlotte, a fixer-upper that I spent 18 months restoring. I refinished the hardwood floors myself. I rebuilt the kitchen table from a split oak slab I found at a salvage yard. I plastered and painted and sanded until that house felt like a home that had always been waiting for us. I worked part-time after Eli was born, managing 2 small commercial renovation contracts while Aaron ran the firm. We weren't rich, but we weren't hurting. We had a life that looked from any reasonable angle like the real thing. The red flags were there. I see that now. The locked phone that he'd started carrying face down 18 months ago. The business trips that seemed to cluster around the same weeks. Always Dallas. Always 3 or 4 days. The way he'd started coming home slightly too relaxed, like a man who had already spent his tension somewhere else. The gym membership he renewed but stopped using. The expensive cologne that appeared without explanation. I told myself it was the stress of the firm expanding. I told myself I was being paranoid because of what happened in my first marriage. I told myself a lot of things that kept me comfortable inside the lie. The ticket. Here's the strange part. I almost didn't buy it. It was a Thursday morning in late October, and I was at the Quick Trip on Mallard Creek Road, buying a coffee and a banana for Eli's daycare snack bag. The woman in front of me was buying a Powerball ticket. The jackpot had rolled to something enormous, and there was a small handwritten sign above the machine that said the last winning ticket from that machine had been 6 months ago. I don't gamble. I have never gambled.